Well, hello there, motherfuckers. And I hope you like Gauntlet matches, because there's another one this week. Yes, that's right, folks. Another entire hour dedicated to a Gauntlet match. Well, not a whole entire hour, but whatever. I watched the show in clips once again, as you know, as I always do. Can't bear to watch this whole show. So, you know, Kofi Kingston is going to Wrestlemania, but how did he do it? Well, watch the review and find out if you haven't already seen it. So, up first, we had New Day cutting a promo. Vince McMahon comes out, and he says that Kofi is done, you know, with his opportunities, you know, and it's time to give, you know, the opportunity now is going to go in the hands of Big E and Xavier Woods. They're going to fight for Kofi's spot at WrestleMania, which is just pathetic. So it's like, I understand that, you know, Kofi, he's, you know, withstood all these guys and all that last week. But now we're going to, like, take Kofi out of this situation. We're going to remove him from the proceedings, and instead we're going to have Big E and Xavier Woods have them earn his spot. The fuck? Like, how does that make any sense? Oh, Kofi Kingston couldn't get himself into WrestleMania, so Big E and Xavier Woods have to do it for him, like they have to do him a fucking favor to get him in the match? Why am I watching this shit? I mean, honestly, like, I could be doing other things on this channel. You know, I have a Breath of the Wild review, and I waste time doing these fucking reviews, you know, to watch this complete garbo. But, you know, I do it for the subs. You know, I do it to entertain. I get it. But this, I mean, right here at the beginning of the review, you can see, like, there's no point in going on. They're already telling a trash story. How does this get on TV? Don't they stop for 1 minute and think, well, gee, I don't know, maybe, you know, Kofi should probably own his own way into his own match at WrestleMania? So from my point of view, since Big E and Xavier Woods won here, shouldn't they be entered into the match against Daniel Bryan? Shouldn't they be getting a world title shot since Kofi lost and Big E and Xavier Woods won? Since they actually won their Gauntlet match, doesn't that mean that they should probably advance to WrestleMania? And you know something? For a split second, I thought that maybe because McMahon kept on saying advance to WrestleMania, he didn't say a title match at WrestleMania or a chance for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. So I thought, like, for a second, I checked the comments on YouTube and someone was just trolling. They were like, you know, congratulations, Kofi Kingston. You've advanced to WrestleMania to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And that would have been hilarious if they did that. That would have been totally fucked up, but that would have been an excellent troll on the audience. But, you know, regardless, I mean, anyway, we're going to get to that later on. I can't even really contain myself here. I had to get it out, so they enter them into the match. Then Charlotte defeats Asuka for the Women's Championship out of fucking nowhere. What happened to the feud between Asuka and Mandy Rose? You know, I guess we're doing away with that. So I would probably, you know, venture a guess that they're probably going to finally unify the not the tag titles, but the Women's Championship. And thank God, as you can clearly see, like, there's no reason to even have a brand extension, because these fucking wrestlers just go from show to show anyway. You know, we had Samoa Joe show up on Raw, and he's a SmackDown star, and he wasn't even on SmackDown, I guess because he was on Raw. They can't even bother to have Rey Mysterio on the show. Well, he's technically there, I guess, if you want to count his WWE.com interview that they showed with Dominic. So nice of them to put the Mexican legend, the former champion, you know, in a little package because they couldn't be bothered to build a title match. But, like, do you guys realize, like, where Asuka was? Like, Asuka was at Mania challenging for the women's championship. Remember? She won the women's Royal Rumble. And now she's, like, fucking losing her title on a random-ass SmackDown. Have the mighty have fallen. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, about, you know, the mighty falling and all that. So it's like, I feel bad for Asuka. It's not like she did anything wrong. I mean, I don't know, baby, backstage what she did, but, like, they just rip her title away from her, unannounced. Like, you know, at least, maybe, you know, like, this just shows, above all else, what I said in my Raw review. They don't know what they're doing from one week to the other. I feel like they just all of a sudden got the, you know, this shit sucks. Let's just unify the titles. Like, honestly, it's like the decision that they made to make the tag championships. It just came out of nowhere. It was like mentioned briefly in a promo, and then a few weeks later, the titles just showed up. All the different changes to the Mania card, changes to Survivor Series, changes to the Royal Rumble, changes to the Elimination Chamber, changes. I feel like I'm listening to the fucking David Bowie song. So many changes going on around here. But they just ripped the title away from Asuka weeks before WrestleMania. And I don't know if that was their original plan. Probably not. But that's pretty messed up. Oh, you think you're going to Mania with that title? Give me that shit right here. That's right. You ain't going to Mania. Then we had the dream match between AJ Styles and Kurt Angle. Randy Orton interferes. You know, I don't know about this, like, about, you know, like, Randy Orton getting, like, Angle slammed by Angle, and he's not even in the match, and, you know, Randy Orton just bails out, and, you know, doesn't even retaliate or anything. I'm like, wouldn't he probably, you know, like, want to fight back against him? Instead, he just like, oh, alright, you Angle slam me, I'm getting out of Dodge. And he leaves. He just leaves. Like nothing else. Like, you know, like, oh, okay, well, that's it. I attacked AJ. I did what I wanted to do. And then he just fucking bails out of the ring. I'm just saying, I'm a big fan of build. I feel like wrestlers should go into pay-per-views, and especially WrestleMania. I keep saying pay-per-views. They're not pay-per-views anymore, but whatever. It's just a habit of what we're saying. These special events, these network specials, whatever you want to refer to them as. But especially WrestleMania. Everyone should be going in looking like 110%. They should be going in there looking like $1 million. Looking like they're going in there, you know, like with all their cards out on the table. I don't know. It's like, and I expect more. Like, if they're going to have a brand extension, and, you know, and Kurt Angle is just going to be able to go from one show to the other, why is Baron Corbin not there to attack him? Why is he not there to get heat on Angle? Any reason in particular why? You know, was the Baron Corbin get any heat on Angle on Raw? No, he didn't. So it's like, okay, they could have done it on SmackDown. You know, Angle wrestles, you know, 2 nights in a row, and they can't get Baron Corbin, the younger guy, to come out there to get some heat. Then The Miz cut a promo on Shane, and I'm not a big fan of this whole babyface Miz angle. And, you know, Shane McMahon, like, I hate when they use, like, the Titantron to tell a story. Tell us the story through the words. Stop playing little videos. Hey, look what happened over here. You know, just because you suck at telling stories, creative, you know, stop trying to, like, put things on the screen and entertain us with little graphics. Ooh, look at the shiny things. No, have them go out there. And it's like, I don't know, I expect more from Shane. It's like this guy forgot how to cut a compelling promo. I don't know what it is, but ever since he came back in 2016, this is not the same Shane McMahon that we saw years ago during the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. It's like he totally forgot about it. Like poise and everything. And just, I don't know, just, he doesn't have the right heel demeanor. I don't know if it's like he doesn't have it in him anymore. But it's the same thing like Vince McMahon. I get it. They're both getting old and everything. They're getting older. You know, especially like McMahon, you know, he's an old guy already. Okay, well, the thing is, like, he's, like, barely even, like, pronouncing his words anymore. He's just kind of, like, slurring through everything. I don't know. Like, I guess maybe he is losing his mind, but I don't understand why The Miz, when he's such a great heel, why would you turn him face? Like, what is the purpose behind turning the guy face when he could be an effective heel and he could be an effective WWE champion heel? An effective, you know, like, main event heel. And it's like, obviously they hold a lot of stock in The Miz. But not enough where they want to get him back to, like, where he was in 2011 and 2010. Like, they don't want to do that with The Miz anymore for some reason. I have to ask the question, why? You know, why are we wasting... Why is Kofi Kingston getting a title shot at WrestleMania, but a guy like The Miz, who's worked his ass off on the mic and in the ring, you know, and he's been there even longer than Kofi Kingston, 11 years, The Miz has been there for about 15 years. You know, where is this guy's comeuppance? Why doesn't he get the spot? When instead, oh, Kofi Kingston's been mistreated, and The Miz hasn't with his fucking, you know, 32 Intercontinental title reigns, and he always gets the backhand. Like, why hasn't he ever been, like, in the main event in years? Why hasn't he been in the main event scene for, like, about 8 years straight? Can you explain that to me? No, you probably can't because you're too busy chanting for Kofi. Yeah! So, anyway, basically, The Miz beats up a bunch of jobbers, Shelton Benjamin. Yeah, remember when Shelton Benjamin snuck up from behind Seth Rollins? What happened there? I thought that was supposed to be a little something, right? The Minnesota stretching crew doesn't look like that turned into anything. Well, anyway, we've got the Gauntlet match, and Big E and Xavier Woods, they go on to defeat Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Rusev and Nakamura. Let's talk for a minute about these two. When I talked about, you know, Asuka, I said I was going to talk about how the mighty have fallen. All I can say is, in the case of Rusev, think about how this guy had one of the most awesome ring entrances in not only WrestleMania history, but in WWE history, coming to the ring on the fucking tank. We fast forward 4 years, and the guy is probably not even going to be on the Mania card. He'll probably be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You know, he'll probably be in there. You know, if they even makes it onto the main card. And then you got Nakamura, who was wrestling for the WWE Championship. Wrestling for the world title last year at WrestleMania. Now, granted, he wasn't in the last match. But he won the Royal Rumble. Just like Asuka. They both won their, you know, respective Royal Rumbles. And, you know, it was supposed to be, oh, it's the Japanese invasion. You know, oh my God, you know, Nakamura, they mean business with this guy. He loses at Mania. Then, you know, here he's like just losing in a tag match. And I'm like, this guy was considered, you know, main event material, world title material. Good enough to wrestle AJ Styles, you know, in one of the main events at WrestleMania. That's why I said I don't know about them going on last, meaning, you know, Cringy Lynch and Ronda Rousey, you know, and Charlotte. You know, I don't know if it's going to go on last. They're just saying it's going to be a main event. Because, yeah, last year, whatever, you know, Asuka and Charlotte was not considered to be a main event. And whatever the other match was. What was the one, I even forget. I don't even remember what the other match was. It was Asuka and Charlotte and whatever the other match was, which I can't even remember off the top of my head. But, you know, regardless, you know, how the mighty have fallen. I mean, honestly, you know, it just shows that everyone is a flavor of the month. Just like that, your superstardom can be taken away in like 2 seconds. They haven't had a consistent star in this company in God knows how long. Can you name one? You know, who's a guy that hasn't like won a world title and then immediately became an intercontinental title within the next few months? Even Seth freaking Rollins is even guilty of that shit. You know, was winning world titles, won the Universal Championship for a night, and then he goes on and or, you know, what did he win? Was it I think it was the Universal title or the WWE Championship, whatever fucking title he won. I don't know. That match he had against Roman Reigns. Oh yeah, it was Dean Ambrose that won. It was the WWE Championship. So whatever. So he wins a bunch of world titles, and then he spends like 2 years winning the Intercontinental title numerous times. So no one is consistent as a main eventer in this company. Then they beat the Bar. Then the Usos get on the mic, and you know, they forfeit and everything. Kofi deserves it. And then they defeat Rowan and Daniel Bryan in the last part of the Gauntlet match by count out when they flip the table on top of Rowan. And you know, and it's pretty obvious like that there's a giant gap there, so like the table isn't totally on top of him. They did this spot with the Big Show and Alberto Del Rio, and they did it numerous other times. It just looks kind of goofy. And so there you go, folks. Everyone comes out to the ring. Celebration time. But the thing I need to ask is this. Even if you're a fan of Kofi Kingston and you want him to be in that main event at or one of the main events at WrestleMania, I have to keep saying that, against Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship, can you not, for 1 minute, deny the fact that last week, if they were going to put him in a match, why not just have him win the Gauntlet match? Why did they have him lose to Bryan? Like, instead, what do? They come back the very next week, they do the same exact fucking match, but this time it's not even Kofi winning. His friends are winning the match for him. So, what I have to ask here is what I asked before. Why is Big E and Xavier Woods, the more charismatic members of the New Day, why are they not in the match? Like, wouldn't that make sense? They won the match, so, like, they get nothing? They're not, like, even gonna get, like, a tag title match or anything? What, they're gonna be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, probably. That's their reward. Meanwhile, Kofi Kingston reaps the benefits? I've never seen more ass-backwards booking in my life. I'm like, people are excited for this. I'm looking through all the YouTube comments, and I'm the only one commenting. Guys, Kofi Kingston didn't even earn his spot. They had New Day do it for him. And also, during the promo, Kofi Kingston looks like he's about to cry with this boo-boo face on. And meanwhile, Vince McMahon is berating him. Does Kofi Kingston get on the mic, or Xavier Woods, or Big E, or any of these guys? Does anybody say anything to McMahon? Instead, no, let's play the game. Oh, you screwed us over in the Gauntlet match last week, so now we're going to enter into another Gauntlet match. Like, I don't understand. Like, they're going to play the game with McMahon all the time. And even Wade Keller said this, who's a total mark, by the way. But I agree with the guy. Like, New Day are the biggest suckers on the roster. Okay, you want me to be in a Gauntlet match? Alright! What a farce. I mean, what a joke. Like, I get it. Like, okay, this is Mania build. It's supposed to be a happy moment. New Day overcame all the odds to, you know, catapult Kofi Kingston into the main event spot. And now they're calling him the Dreadlock Dynamo. The Dread-Locked Dynamo. Ho! Guys, this has been your YWC champ. And not only am I signing out, but I'm fucking out of here. I'm done with this shit. I'm closing the door on this chapter of my fucking life. Fuck this fucking Welcome everyone to WrestleMania. Yeah, what a joke. What a joke.